We're going to talk about Russia and the gaming community because, yes, while the war is going on and everything, there is just some gamers in Russia. Of course, it's a very big country and it's a very sad time for them as well. And not as sad as the rest, but put the war aside, right? We're really going to talk about Russia and gaming, although it's definitely connected, right? And what's happening is that in the next few days, weeks at most, Russia is planning to ban Discord within the country. This in the coming weeks, but it could be even faster than that, which mark another big gaming outlet being banned in Russia. With at this time, usually they are trying to replace with domestic website like China does, for instance. At this time, the Russian gamers don't have a replacement for Discord, but that's very sad for them, and especially for the gaming developer community. Most of the developers are communicating a fan base and with the gaming community through Discord. So with that gone and no replacement, it's going to be a very heavy hit for all the game developers over there. I actually don't know any AAA studio based in Russia, but all the indie developers over there are definitely going to be in trouble, especially since Annapurna is going under these days. So, yes, that's basically what happens. And remember, we're just talking about Discord right now, but just after the start of the war, Instagram went down February 2022, so a few months after. And earlier this year in 2024, YouTube went down as well. So if you're a gamer in Russia, it's a very tough time. Russian government has taken aim at several popular video games as well within the country, restricting games like Apex Legend or The Last of Us. So even it's really a question of, so Russia cites multiple rulings against Discord for failing to restrict access to ban information as a major factor in banning the platform. So it's really an information war, and they want to restrict your communication with the West. That's basically what's happening. So they are banning every sort of communication, and multiplayer game are communication as well. So yeah, at this time, the relationship is really cold between Russia and the West. So there's no signs of betterment for our fellow Russian gamers. So very sorry for them that politics is destroying their hobby. That's how it is at this time and not getting better anytime soon. But yeah, I told you it was not a funny story. Yeah, sorry to finish the show on that one.
It makes sense to me because any Western company, not even any Western company, even companies in Taiwan, there is what is the Office of the Treasury. Is there something? I forgot the full name, right? But they basically tell companies like, hey, you're not allowed to do any business with Russia. And if you are, you need to get out, right? Which is why we saw all these companies saying, hey, we sold our business, or we just left our business and said, yep, see you guys later. You employees figure out what you want to do, because the Office of the Treasury can freeze your company's bank accounts in the States, right? Or the equivalent, I'm sure, have similar powers in other countries, right? Because you're not supposed to be doing business in countries where there are huge numbers of sanctions against it, right? And especially Japan, Taiwan, Korea, right? We're all side with America when it comes to things, or the West. So it's the same things, right? I remember there was a company here which got caught reselling oil from Taiwan to the Russians, and that dude lost all his money and is in jail, right? Again, there's a point to this, right? The point is it's supposed to force the Russian people to say, hey, you need to change your leader, because otherwise you're going to keep getting screwed. This is not going to be Discord. This is not going to be food. This is not going to be this and that. The headlines came out today, like this morning when I woke up. It says, if Russia stops fighting Ukraine or something happens, their economy is immediately going straight into recession because of war economies do well. When you're not at war, you're in trouble. I will differ on Antoine's side when it comes to this. I don't feel sorry for any Russian gamers, any Russian devs. You should have gotten out of Russia when you knew this was coming. That's your fault.
No politics.
This is not politics. This is life.
Sometimes it's hard to get out of the country that you live in. I mean, that's where
Yes,
your family
exactly.
is.
Yeah.
If people knew this was coming. This has been for the last 30 years. They invaded Georgia before. They're like, yeah, he's just invading a country. Sure, this country's okay. I was fine. Yes, I agree. If you knew this was happening 2 years ago, okay, fine. Yeah, it's difficult to move your life in 2 years. This has started 20 years ago when he became president. Then Medvedev became president. And then we found out, oh no, Medvedev is just a puppet and it was still Putin. Then he became president again. Then they invaded Georgia. This is not new at all. Russia's been going this way for the last 20 years, and it's your fault if you're still living there.
There's a lot of people
I'm
in
going to
Russia.
go out of the limb and give a
Yeah,
benefit
me
of
too.
the
No,
doubt.
you're on your own here.
That's fine. No, I know I am on the extreme side of this conversation. So
Yeah, I'm not sure everyone
I
has
mean,
the
yeah.
money to get out, just leave sometimes.